Okay. Okay.
Andrew, it's always good to see you.
Nice to be back, thank you.
How have you been?
I've been busy, I've been travelling, and we've just got a new book, Happiness in Hard Times, which we've been launching in Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, Philippines. So life is busy.
Great. Now this topic, happiness in hard times, I'm sure is a very, very popular topic, and a lot of people can relate to it, especially in the last 2 years, where we've been through a huge global economic crisis. So let me ask you a few questions on that. Now you've written so many books on happiness, but what is your definition of happiness?
I guess there's two things that stand out for me. One is that we have at least one person in our life that we can love and who loves us. That's essential. And also that we're doing things in our life that we care about, that we find we have meaning in hopefully in our work time. If not in our work time, then in our spare time, that we can have some things that we do when we get up in the morning. We say, this makes sense, I feel that I'm contributing.
Yes. You've gone around the world quite a bit, and I'm sure you must have noticed that a lot of people are just almost like searching for happiness, and that there are not many people who have really achieved it, and for those who have achieved it, there are not many that can sustain happiness. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think all of us think that there's room to be happier at least. And I guess that's why people buy my books. They think, even people who feel essentially happy, perhaps think, well, maybe I can be a bit happier. But it is, there's nothing more important than being happy. And it's not a frivolous, flippant kind of comment. I mean, what can be more important than feeling on a daily basis that life is beautiful and rich and that we're blessed? So I suppose my books are looking to highlight the essential strategies of achieving daily happiness.
Wonderful. Would you say that there are certain things that a person has to do to be happy?
I would. I'm glad you mentioned that. One of the things I talk about in almost every corporate presentation I give is that happiness is a daily decision. It's not an accident. Although sometimes we might be fortunate to grow up in families where, essentially there was a lot of joy. Ultimately, we all face challenges. Someone once said that pain is inevitable, but misery is a choice. And I subscribe to that. We all will suffer disappointment. Most of us will be short of money at some stage. A lot of us will feel let down, or some of us will suffer illness. Often we'll do all the work and someone else gets the credit. So we do face these challenges, but ultimately the happiest people are those that can say, today I choose to be happy. I'm not going to worry about everything that could or might happen in the next year, but happiness for the next 24 hours is something I'm choosing, and we get on with that 24 hours.
Great. Would you say that there are some people who almost resist happiness?
A fellow said to me once, he said, Andrew, you write these books on happiness. He said, what if I don't want to be happy? He said, what if I want to be miserable? And I said, well, then you should be miserable. That makes you happy. A question that I will often get, I might be in a bookstore or after a speech, and people will say, well, I've got this brother of mine and he doesn't want to be happy. How can I make him be happy? And it doesn't work. In a sense, you need to be ready. And when I was talking about that decision that we make to be happy, sometimes we need to be on our knees, and where we say, obviously some of my attitudes or strategies aren't working, and maybe that's the point at which we admit, I don't know it all. Maybe I can learn from someone else's ideas, someone else's strategies.